The Battle of Stalingrad, a pivotal conflict during World War II, began on July 17, 1942, and ended on February 2, 1943. It marked a significant turning point in the European theatre, showcasing intense urban warfare and massive casualties on both sides. Located in southern Russia, Stalingrad was a key industrial and transport hub, vital for controlling access to the oil fields of the Caucasus and the Volga River. The city's strategic importance was magnified by its symbolic value, bearing the name of Soviet leader Joseph Stalin. Control over Stalingrad was crucial for both German and Soviet forces. Initially, the German military, under Adolf Hitler's command, aimed to capture Stalingrad to cut off Soviet access to vital resources and transport routes. The German assault began with a massive aerial bombing campaign by the Luftwaffe, which left the city in ruins and set the stage for grueling street fights. Soviet forces, commanded by Joseph Stalin, and generals like Georgy Zhukov and Vasily Chuikov, mounted a fierce resistance, turning the city into a deadly battleground. The fighting in Stalingrad was characterized by close-quarters combat, with both sides suffering heavy casualties in the struggle to control every block and building. As the battle dragged on, the harsh Russian winter set in, adding to the difficulties faced by the German forces, who were ill-prepared for the severe conditions. On November 19, 1942, the Soviets launched Operation Uranus, a counteroffensive that targeted weaker Romanian units guarding the German flanks. The operation was successful, encircling the German Sixth Army in Stalingrad and cutting off their supply lines. Hitler, however, ordered the encircled troops to hold their ground, expecting to resupply them by air. The Luftwaffe failed to deliver sufficient supplies, leaving the encircled German troops starving and low on ammunition. After months of relentless fighting, the German Sixth Army, under General Friedrich Paulus, was forced to surrender on February 2, 1943. This defeat marked the first time a German field army had capitulated during the war. The Soviet victory at Stalingrad was not just a tactical win, but also a significant psychological boost for the Red Army and the Soviet Union. The battle had profound implications, shifting the balance of power on the Eastern Front in favor of the Soviets, who began to regain lost territory. The loss at Stalingrad was a massive blow to Germany's military strategy and morale, significantly weakening their position in World War II. The staggering casualties and the scale of the destruction in Stalingrad underscored the brutal nature of World War II's Eastern Front. The battle is remembered as one of the bloodiest and most brutal engagements in the history of warfare, with an estimated 2 million casualties, including killed, wounded, and captured troops. Today, the Battle of Stalingrad is commemorated in Russia as a symbol of national resilience and military courage. It remains a key subject of study for military historians around the world. In the broader context of World War II, Stalingrad represented the high watermark of the German advance into the Soviet Union and the beginning of the pushback that would eventually lead to Berlin. The legacy of Stalingrad continues to influence military strategy and is often cited as an example of the determination and sacrifice necessary to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. Beyond its military significance, the battle has also become a symbol of Soviet endurance and the severe human cost of war, shaping post-war perceptions and literature on both sides of the conflict. As we reflect on the history of the Battle of Stalingrad, it remains a poignant reminder of the complexity of war and the human spirit's capacity to endure in the face of extreme adversity.